So I'll recap a little bit. I'll say a little bit about microclimates because we've just walked through a city urban environment, and what we were noticing was as we walked through different streets, how, or some of us noticed, how the wind direction changed with that. So the wind actually tunneling through the streets, and then as we turn 90 degrees, then the wind coming for 90 degrees different angle because of that effect. And then test sharing about the taller buildings, that they actually have a spiralling effect and the wind speeding up, making more turbulence. So we're just looking at how these different structures in the landscape have an effect on the environment, in particular now about wind. But there's also things to look at in terms of temperature. And so maybe if you can turn the camera that way for a moment. So that we can see where we're standing is actually right on the edge of two very different landscapes. The sea out there at Plymouth Hoe, and then we're out here on a rocky edge. So talking about the microclimate of a coastal environment and some of the differences that brings. So we've got more wind, so we're having to shield the microphone so that it doesn't make windy noises. But also we've got an effect of the water that holds the temperature, has a slower release of temperature fluctuations. So this land right next to this sea will not get as cold because it's got the water to buffer the climate differences as well. So there's effects of coastal areas, climate there being much more stable than the climate much further inland, where you get much hotter summers and much colder winters, like in the middle of Russia, for example. So just to say, a little bit about those different influences, about bodies of water, about wind effects, about how open, how closed, altitude also. So at the top of that flat over there will be more wind, top of hills than there is lower down. Top of higher hills you'll get colder temperature, more rain, all of those smaller landscape effects we're looking at in terms of microclimates and regional climates. So what we're going to do next as an exercise is take the observation skills that we did yesterday, so acclimatizing our bodies into observation mode, so switching on our senses again, and switching on particularly here, the skin. So feeling our skin on the face and on the hands, and noticing where the wind comes from, and does it feel damp, does it feel warm, does it feel cold, and the differences as well. Have you got a colder side or a hotter side? So I'm going to send you out to look at this landscape and find yourself some different microclimates. So there's the smaller variations in temperature and moisture and wind.